If you want to find your seats, we're going to get ready here in just a minute to get rolling. We've still got a few open tables. Come on in and grab a seat.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started and try to stay on schedule this evening. I'll give everybody just a minute to kind of settle down and get in the festive season here with Tim Conlon. All right, good evening and welcome to the Telegraph Herald's First Citizen event. My name is Mike Fortman. I'm the publisher of TH Media and Vice President of Woodward Community Media. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all for coming tonight and being part of this, the festivities. Appreciate those who are here in person, but also those who are tuning in from across the country on our live stream. And tonight's live stream is made possible through the generous support of Nancy Van Milligan and the Community Foundation of Greater Dubuque. So thank you very much, Nancy. Appreciate that. The Telegraph Herald First Citizen Award is widely thought of as the most prestigious award in the tri-states. We have been bestowing this honor since 1970. Tonight, we honor Mr. Tim Conlon. Tim, congratulations. And we're so happy that all these friends of yours could be here tonight and your family could join you as well. I'm proud to have the honor of leading TH Media. What separates your Telegraph Herald and TH Media from other media companies is our commitment to local community journalism. Many media companies have lost their way, but we continue to focus on what is our franchise: local, local, local. And with that, you can't get much more local than Tim Conlon and Conlon Construction. At the Telegraph Herald and TH Media, it's our focus on providing local news, local advertising results, and more that have earned us the prestigious award of the best large newspaper in the state of Iowa for 2 consecutive years. Thank you, Mike. In 2022, that was judged by the Oklahoma Press Association, and in 2023, the North Carolina Press Association. We take that responsibility very, very seriously. I am blessed to be surrounded by an incredible group of employee owners at Woodward Communications, many of whom are here tonight, and our executive editor, Amy Gilligan, will be recognizing some of those folks in a little bit. Again, congratulations, Tim, and a special thank you from the bottom of my heart to you and your family for ensuring that we will have some Sinawah Mound bread well into the future. As we continue to focus on furthering our commitment to local community journalism, I'd like to introduce Mr. Bob Woodward. Bob will talk briefly about his new focus as the Director of Journalism, Philanthropy, and College Student Partnerships. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Bob Woodward.
That's close. Thanks, Mike. I am the recently retired publisher of the Telegraph Herald and TH Media, and I use the word retired in air quotes because I have a new role in semi-retirement. It is the Director of Journalism, Philanthropy, and College Student Partnerships. So what does all that mean, and why am I doing it? This country is losing 2.5 newspapers every single week. Many are left in the shadow of their former selves with little or no local news. The effects on communities are terrible and far-reaching. Many of the large chains newspapers are owned by publicly traded companies and hedge funds, and they're the ones who are cutting newsroom journalism positions by 75% or more. They're also the ones who are selling their real estate, all in an effort to strip as much cash from their operations as possible, and with absolutely no regard for the ill effects that it imparts on the communities they supposedly serve. As a local employee-owned newspaper and company, we haven't done that, but it's becoming harder and harder to compete with the digital advertising behemoths of Google, Facebook, and Amazon. We can't let that happen in Dubuque, and I am working to make sure it doesn't. Legislatively and legally, there's some good things happening at the national level, but locally 2 years ago, we started the Local Journalism Support Fund through our partnership with the Community Foundation of Greater Dubuque. And today, we've raised almost $70,000 in tax-deductible donations. These are funds that are designated to pay solely and exclusively for reporter salaries and benefits. No overhead, no management, no profit, nothing else, just reporter salaries. It's a model that's being successfully used by papers across the country, and now I'm dedicating my time to help grow this fund and keep local journalism sustainable in Dubuque. You'll be hearing more about this fund and how you can help support it in the coming weeks and months. And I'm very pleased to share that among all of the other causes and organizations that he supports, and you'll be hearing more about that tonight, that this year's First Citizen awardee, Tim Conlon, and his wife, Christine, happen to be among the earliest local journalism supporters for our fund. Thank you, Tim and Christine. I hope you'll all join us in this crucial effort to keep local news strong and in Dubuque. So now I'm very excited to have this partnership with the Community Foundation. We'll continue to grow it, and it's one example of how the Community Foundation is making Dubuque better. Here is a short video from our first citizen event sponsor.
There's something special about a bridge. It can be majestic and strong and beautiful. But it's the purpose of the bridge that holds its real strength. To connect, to bring people together for something so much bigger. And in Northeast Iowa, the Community Foundation of Greater Dubuque is that bridge, the connection that makes bigger things possible. We are rooted in the Dubuque region and dedicated to inspiring community philanthropy. We build trusted relationships with donors, nonprofits, and community leaders. We collaborate, collect data, listen, and learn to strengthen our community. We do this by forging partnerships to address pressing and complex challenges to build a thriving region. We are working to create a vibrant and inclusive Dubuque to provide the resources and opportunities that will make our community a place where everyone can thrive. The key to a better region will always be you. Your involvement is critical. Your time, your knowledge, your gifts, each is an investment in our community, today, tomorrow, and forever. Community support helps make a lasting positive difference in our schools, our workplaces, in the way we live and the way we dream. Your support goes beyond this moment. It ripples out, expanding and touching the lives of an ever-growing number of people, impacting every corner of our amazing community. You can make a difference. Partner with the Community Foundation of Greater Dubuque. Let's continue to build bridges together that will transform our region, right here, right now, and for many years to come.
Congratulations, Tim. Building is Tim Conlon's life's work. When you pass a Conlon construction truck around town, you know exactly what is happening. A church is being renovated, an office is being built, a storefront is being remodeled. Dubuque looks the way it does in large part because of Tim Conlon. When I see a Conlon construction truck, though, I see something more than a business that builds buildings. I see a caring, generous person who builds communities in more ways than one. I see someone as concerned about strengthening the bonds between neighbors, the schools where our children learn, and the nonprofits that provide resources, as he is with strengthening the foundation of an office building. At the Community Foundation, Tim helped build the foundation that supports our organization to this day. He was one of our founding board members and was with us when we opened the doors in 2003 and when we made that first $10,000 in grants. He continues to work side by side with us as we convene folks around issues and work to strengthen nonprofits. Tim served 3 years as our board president from 2012 to 2014. Under his leadership, we launched Inclusive Dubuque, Project Cope, and Every Child Reads, initiatives that continue to impact lives today. Tim is a builder who brings more than just tools to the job. He brings vision, curiosity, and compassion. From his volunteer board service to his pro bono construction work for local churches, nonprofits, and colleges, he gives of himself to empower the people and the organizations that make our community strong. Having worked with Tim for over 2 decades, I can confidently say that our community is a better place because of him. Like so many past First Citizens, he has the ability to instill in others the same spirit of selflessness and generosity that he brings to everything he does. As we honor him this evening, we are celebrating more than all he has done for our community. We are also celebrating the good work and positive impact of everyone who's been inspired by him. Being around Tim makes me think of the Helen Keller quote, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." He makes it part of his job to include others at the table, to listen to their input and lift their voices. He knows that we are stronger together. If you take one thing away from this evening, I hope it's the realization that each of you has some of Tim Conlon's generosity and can-do spirit. You, too, are builders of strong communities. Tim, congratulations on the award, and thank you for your leadership, your friendship, your vision, and the hard work you bring to the Dubuque region. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm happy to be here. I'm Amy Gilligan, Executive Editor of the Telegraph Herald. Want to thank you for joining in on this event with us tonight as we honor our 54th recipient of the Telegraph Herald First Citizen Award, Tim Conlon. If you haven't had a chance to talk with Tim yet, don't worry, we will start the line back when we're done here. And there is a guest book in the back, so be sure to sign that. That's a nice keepsake for him to have because it's all going to be a blur tomorrow as to who was all here. So please sign that. Tonight's event's being broadcast on telegraphherald.com, and so we welcome the folks who couldn't be here in person but are watching the program online. First, I'd like to introduce some of the players in the TH team from TH Media. Please hold your applause while I run through these, and I'd ask my colleagues to stand when I introduce them. Tom Woodward, our president and CEO. Mike Fortman, our publisher, you met. Bob Woodward, director of journalism philanthropy. Tom Eckerman in the back is our multimedia specialist working on the live stream. Ali Hinga, our managing editor. Dave Kettering, our photo editor. He's already standing. We don't let him sit down. Matt Connolly, Director of Digital Operations. Todd Benz, the Director of Sales for TH Media and Woodward Community Media. Luke Rodham, our Advertising Manager. And some TH sales staffers are here. Andy Commence, Wendy Vosberg, Amanda Hassenbank, and Sarah Clough, our marketing manager. And Jody Dodd, our marketing and events coordinator, who worked with the Diamond Joe to organize tonight's event. So thanks, TH folks. This is actually our 15th year hosting this event at the Diamond Joe, and we just couldn't be more pleased with the arrangements we always have here. We appreciate the work of Keith and the entire Diamond Joe team. For more than half a century, the Telegraph Herald has recognized and celebrated those whose commitment and contributions have made the greater Dubuque area even a better community and a better place to call home. The Telegraph Herald First Citizen Award has become the community's foremost honor. The award has evolved since its debut on New Year's Eve in 1970, when the TH announced it had selected businessman Roger Romberg as its Man of the Year, as we said then. It was a quaint time, wasn't it? Let's keep going. The name was soon changed to First Citizen. And by the second year, TH editors had started the process to involve citizens to nominate people for the award. And that process continues to this day, and we get dozens and dozens of nominations. Over time, the emphasis has shifted from achievements in a particular year to a broader view, transforming the First Citizen Award to more of a lifetime achievement honor. The First Citizen Honor Roll represents a cross-section of the community, with recipients coming from the worlds of business, education, religion, the arts, and social services. They've been community leaders and organizers, visionaries, and passionate workers for causes. They've given their time, their money, their sweat, their hearts to this community. And the common thread among them is that each, in his or her own way, is called to serve others and contribute to the greater good of our corner of the world. For 54 consecutive years, individuals and some groups have been honored each year with the Telegraph Herald First Citizen Award, which has become the premier award for volunteerism in our community. And many of those First Citizen Award winners are here tonight to help us bestow this honor on our next recipient. Before I announce each person that's here individually, I would ask that all the previous First Citizen Award recipients please stand or wave or somehow let us know that you're here. Here are the previous honorees present, introduced in the order of the year of their selection, and we'll see if I missed anybody at the end. Sister Catherine Dunn, 1986. Jerry Ensler, 1991. Hunter Firsty, 2001. John and Alice Butler, 2011. Michael Deere, 2012. John O'Connor, 2014. Bob and Marilyn Hafer, 2017. Paula and Terry Friedman, 2019. Judy Wolf, 2020. And last year's recipient, John Schmidt, 2022. Did I miss anybody? No. Okay. We consider all these men and women members of our alumni group our First Citizen Hall of Fame. We're so grateful to all of you for all you've done. In the years since we last gathered to honor our First Citizen Award winner, we said farewell to two members of our Hall of Fame, Shirley Babka and Larry Friedman. Shirley and her husband, the late Edward Babka, were recognized with the 2015 First Citizen Award for their myriad contributions to education, healthcare, and cultural organizations in the Dubuque area. The founder of the Antique Trader, Ed Babka, parlayed a visionary publishing dream into the largest national weekly newspaper catering to collectors and buyers of antiques. Later, he and Shirley honed a vision for a better community by providing numerous improvements across Dubuque. They donated millions of dollars around the community, including to the Unity Point Health Finley Hospital, University of Dubuque, Dubuque Symphony Orchestra, Dubuque Museum of Art, Carnegie Stout Public Library, and other organizations. Shirley died in February at the age of 88. Larry Friedman was a soul devoted to his faith, his family, and doing good works in his community. He was the 30th recipient of the First Citizen Award in 1999. That he tallied nearly a century of good works speaks to the go-getter guy that he was. His success in business at Friedman Insurance afforded him the time and the resources to give to his church, church-affiliated organizations, and civic groups. Groups and organizations that benefited from his service include the Dubuque Noon Kiwanis Club, of which he was a member for more than 55 years, Dubuque Area Lifetime Center, Nativity Catholic Church, Divine Word College, the Sarah Club, Waller Catholic High School, the Sisters of St. Francis, St. Stephen's Food Bank, Legion of Mary, and the Dubuque Independent Insurance Agents. Larry died in August at the age of 96. Please join me in observing a moment of silence to honor the memory of Shirley Babka and Larry Friedman. Thank you. Tim Conlon was born in Dubuque in 1948, the fifth of 8 children born to Suzanne and Orlin Conlon. He received his early education at St. Columkille's Catholic School in his beloved South Grandview neighborhood, an experience he credits in part for his lifetime of philanthropy. He graduated from Waller Catholic High School and began his post-secondary education at Loras College before traveling to New York and Washington and eventually landing in San Diego and studying at United States International University. There, he met his wife, Christine, and they have been married for 52 years and have 3 daughters, Sarah Conlon, Poppy Conlon, and Rue Conlon-Lohr. Tim serves as CEO of Conlon Construction and co-chairman along with his brother, Steve. The family business has contributed to local growth for more than 100 years. The list of organizations benefiting from Tim's volunteerism includes Clark University, the Community Foundation of Greater Dubuque, the Dubuque Area Chamber of Commerce, the Dubuque Museum of Art, Dubuque Community Y, Dubuque County Historical Society, the Dream Center, the Girl Scouts of Eastern Iowa and Western Illinois, Hillcrest Family Services, Hills and Dales, Julian Dubuque International Film Festival, Mercy One Medical Center, Stonehill, Steeple Square, St. Mark Youth Enrichment. And then demonstrating the depth of his Dubuque roots, leave it to the Conlon family to decide to save the milk house. While I don't remember it as a neighborhood store where I went to get penny candy, I do remember it as a gathering place. Jenny Conlon will also remember. When we were 14, we would go and hang out at the milk house. Like on a hot summer night, there would be 15, 14-year-olds, am I right? And the Calm Kills boys would roll up on their mopeds like hex angels. Oh man, that was an icon. So I'll tell you what, the milk house is a hell of a long walk from the north end where I grew up. But that's how iconic that place is. And then, as Mike referenced, if anyone was thinking that the Conlons hadn't done enough, now we've learned they're saving Cinnamon Mountain cinnamon bread. Just when the, yes. Just when the fate of the Tri-State's most beloved carbohydrate was up in the air, up stepped the Conlons to say, "Sister, we will bake your bread." If that doesn't get you reserved parking in heaven, I don't know what does. Now, because we keep the recipient of the award under wraps beforehand, some people didn't have an opportunity to be part of our news story and to speak publicly about the good works of Tim Conlon. So our own Tom Eckerman sat down with a few people in Tim's orbit to get their take on why he's so deserving of this award.
Tim Conlon is a dynamo for Dubuque.
He's like the luckiest person. He's got, we call it like, Irish luck.
He's always so giving and easy to talk to, and I think he sees the value of the arts in the community.
He's a motivator. He helps people move forward in the direction that they want to go.
Everything that he has done has enabled us to continue into our 13th year now. So for the last 10 years, I've been very lucky to be able to work with him and see him and ask for his money.
He wants people to experience Dubuque the way he did, to have this great upbringing, to have this beautiful town. We have museums, we have the symphony, we have all these community centers.
He does it out of love, not because he thinks he's getting something out of it. I think he does it because he really does care about the arts in the community, and he really does care about Dubuque.
We're trying to develop what the expansion could be for the museum and into the museum and aquarium. He had a sense that we could be larger than maybe we thought.
I remember going to dinners with him and Jerry Insler and a lot of the people that were involved in that, and that having like a very big impact to see how much effort and how much time he had to put into that.
We started planning that in 1995, and it opened in the summer of 2003. So we're talking about an 8-year process.
He comes to meetings, he's very busy. It's great that he takes the time to, when he was on the board, to come to the board meetings and give a voice and an opinion. He always was very good about that as well, and he always did it in a very respectful, like, what about this idea?
He had a very pleasant way of talking about a project, whether it's a problem with the project or a financial challenge. He would ask us, well, what would you like to do?
He's very empathetic, and he's always taught me to look at how other people see things, to try to put yourself in their shoes and to understand where they're coming from.
We met every week on the day of 9/11. We were watching the television reports. Conlon is a dynamo for Dubuque.
He's like the luckiest person. He's got, we call it like, Irish luck.
He's always so
blown away
giving
by
and
what
easy to
happened.
talk to, and I think
we
he
spent a
sees the
good
value of
amount
the
our
arts
time
in the
just talking about
community.
what happened. He's a motivator, and then he helps people move forward in the direction that they want to go.
Everything that he has
We
done has
continue our
enabled us to...
planning. Every week, rain or shine, every week, we were there working on what the plan was going to be, what the opportunities were, what the challenges were.
Every Thanksgiving, we get together with all of my aunts and uncles, all the cousins, and we meet at my parents' house and we walk and we hike all the way through the woods and we go to Twin Sisters and then we come back around and we come back up this hill because my Uncle Steve lives down the street. The hike can be either -10, sometimes it's 50 degrees, it just doesn't matter, you go no matter what.
He's providing help, providing his enthusiasm, helping open doors for us.
He's one of the kindest people I know. I mean, truly, just, he's a kind person.
He's amazing and always there when we need him.
It's so good to have you as a first citizen.
Please join me in congratulating the 54th recipient of the Telegraph Herald First Citizen Award, Mr. Tim Conlon. Go ahead.
Oh boy. Well, hello again. It was so nice to see so many of you come tonight. Excuse me, I'm going to drink of water here. And I consider every one of you friends. I didn't realize I had so many friends. It's great. But it's wonderful for those that came a long ways, those that I've worked with for many, many years and continue to work with. You can't imagine what an honor this is for me tonight, and I thank you all for that. I would like to say really quickly, the Telegraph Herald, I admire what you've done with this program. I had 3 very professional people come and interview me and record me and take photographs. Super professional. You have a great team here. Bob, Tom, and Amy. I really enjoyed Eric and Dave and Tom right back here, right? So it was very nice to get to know those gentlemen. I think they did a very nice job. I appreciate that. The question that was asked when I was first interviewed was, Amy wants to know what influenced your philanthropy. And I thought for a few minutes, and the first thing that came to mind was family. As you may have read or heard in the stories, my family goes back to Cuba City, Wisconsin. My great-grandfather was married by Father Samuel Mazzucchelli, which was a pretty amazing thing, to Margaret McKenna, and he had a large family over there. My grandfather started our company over there in 1903, and throughout the years they worked for mostly the Catholics. It was the Archdiocese of Minnesota, Diocese of Madison, Archdiocese of Dubuque, and they built schools and churches and all kinds of things for the Archdiocese. But the basis for, I think, my understanding of what it is to be a part of a family that is supportive of the rest of the family and other people in their community, it comes from that basis. And that it goes today to the opportunities that my cousin Mike, my brother Steve, and I have had with our business. We, in the 3rd generation, have been able to work with a number of organizations I think there's representatives here tonight from almost every one of them. And I'm going to read to you who they are, and I'm going to tell you something about our relationship with them. We've always prided ourselves in approaching a project by first becoming a partner with the owners and becoming friends and understanding what their lives are about. And it's given us, it's a great fortune for us to be able to meet so many wonderful people and then work with them to solve their issues, whether it's new buildings, renovations, whatever it is that helps them change their lifestyles, grow into the aging population, and do those kinds of things. So for the better part of 100 years, most of these partners we've been working with, and it's a great pleasure to be able to be their friends. The Dominican Sisters of Sinsinawa, the BVM Sisters of Mount Carmel with Clark University, the Sisters of the Presentation at St. Columkills and Maria House. They taught me at St. Columkills, and they did okay, I think. Sisters of St. Francis with Stonehill and Assisi Village. The Sisters of the Visitation. I worked with Sister Ruth Jackson and Paula on the renovation of the cathedral years ago. It was a very controversial project, but it was a wonderful way to get to know them and to get to understand more about the church and what the church was all about. The Cistercian Sisters of Our Lady of the Mississippi. The Sisters of Mercy at Mercy One. Archdiocese of Dubuque at St. Raphael's Cathedral, Loras College, churches and schools all over the city. The Trappist monks of New Melleray Monastery, the Presbyterians at the University of Dubuque, Bethany Home, Finley Unity Point, the Lutherans at Wartburg Theological Seminary and Luther Manor, and the missionaries at Divine Word Seminary. That's a long list of partnerships that we have grown to not only appreciate, we foster those friendships, we appreciate the influence that they have had on our company and on me personally, and I would say that they are the basis of what my philanthropy has been all about. I think that when I started thinking about all of these people, and they are the foundations of a community like Dubuque. It's all faith-based, religious-based, partnership-based, and they, in turn, inspired what I became involved with all the different boards and commissions that I've been on. Speaking of boards, I think almost everybody in this room I've had some relationship with from a board. I've enjoyed and I've been honored to be asked to be on a board, and knowing how board development committees work. Not just anybody gets asked. They like to be diverse. They like to find people who can be passionate about what their mission is. They like to be find people who can work with their finances, with their facilities, with their to help drive their mission. And in doing so, I've met so many wonderful people. Many of you are in this room tonight. And I would not likely have met many of you had I not been working on these boards. It's been a huge privilege for me to be able to do that. When I think of all of you here tonight, I don't know if there's anybody in this room that isn't involved in philanthropy in some way, whether it's with your church, with a board, a college, university, whatever it might be. I think we are all involved in philanthropy of some kind. And it's what makes Dubuque a very unique city. We are the most philanthropic city in the state of Iowa, and we are by far, I think, the most philanthropic city in the United States of America. The study that was done was based on income tax, the amount of money that people give through their taxes. And so the study that you read about in the paper was based on that. It wasn't based on participation in boards and commissions and things that we're all involved in. So I would be very, very sure about the fact that there are no communities like Dubuque, Iowa. It's a pleasure to be part of this community. My company has been very supportive. My family has been very supportive. In fact, I meant to introduce my family earlier. I'm going to do that right now, if I may. Christine, I love you, and you've been a partner with me all along, and with all of these things that we've been involved in. We're both supporting many of these things together, and a lot of the things you mentioned tonight, you didn't even know I was involved in. Sarah, my oldest daughter, is here with her daughter Quinn and her daughter Lucia, and Quinn's friend Zach Hess. My middle daughter Poppy is here with her husband Jason, and my youngest daughter Rue is here with her husband Ian, and my youngest grandchildren Armin and Marlo. Also, extended family members, brothers, aunts, or nieces and nephews, and those. Happy to have you all here. They are my support group. They have been very participatory in a lot of the things that I'm involved in, and I can't thank them enough. We're a wonderful family, all the generations, and we support each other, and we're very much Dubuque. So I would like to say that it seems to me that there's this like current of philanthropy that just flows through this town, always has, always, like the river over here. There's a constant current of goodness that comes out of the city of Dubuque. And we are all part of that. What I've come to learn about this award tonight is not that one person stands among all of you as a standout, more of a representative of every one of us and the work that we do for the city of Dubuque. I'm very proud to be a part of that with all of you. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Have a good evening, and I love you all. Thank you. Thanks. Lots of ums and ahs, but it's in my heart. Thanks.
Thank you, Tim, for the kind words and for the inspiration you provide. Thanks to all of you for joining us, and to the Community Foundation for your support. If you know others who missed this event and would like to see it, we will have the live stream archived on our website, and they can go on there and watch it and hear Tim's remarks. We just couldn't be prouder to host this event and to have bestowed this award on and recognize some incredible people in our community for more than half a century. It's a legacy that I'm deeply proud to be a part of, and I thank all of you for being a part of it too. Thanks for being here tonight.